Toni, how have you been since we last spoke?
Oh, good, thank you. Yeah, all good. Little things have changed throughout. So, yeah, but keeping busy, good.
What I want to know is, since we last spoke, which is our one and only conversation, what's changed with you in terms of your financial self?
Okay, so financially, after last time we spoke, I realised that through hairdressing, I actually don't really speak to clients about financial things. And it made me think, I wonder why I don't actually speak about financial situations. And I thought it's because I wouldn't really know how to bring up, say, like my wage or bonuses or anything like that. And then throughout lockdown, I started baking the odd cake. And then someone said, oh, you should set up a little Instagram. So then I started making more and more as a hobby, just for like friends and family. So then I kind of started speaking to that more. I was saying, oh, I've started making a few cakes, as a hobby, and I'm making a bit of extra money from it. And then it just kind of went from that way. I started, like, hopefully maybe thinking of turning it into a little bit of a business in the future.
See, this is what I mean about a change in your financial self, right? It's not just you doing something to create more income for yourself, but actually you just become more ambitious for yourself.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm not just saying, after speaking, we all kind of spoke about it, Rachel, after
Yeah.
doing like she's doing like extra days now, and
Yes.
she's started the clothing range. And then I think because she was like, oh, I've started something clothes again, I thought, well, I think I need to do something as well. So yeah.
Talking. So that one conversation then sparked a shared interest between two colleagues. Had you ever talked about wanting to do something on the side before, the pair of you?
I've always enjoyed baking, and we used to do like every week we used to kind of bring in bacon. We used to call it the bake off in work. It's basically, it's like a ripple effect. And then we did start speaking about it more, and it got exciting. It was exciting, really. So
Isn't that amazing? That just the shared sort of energy of that conversation where you came offline afterwards and went, yeah, and it all got you talking. And when you talk, you end up doing stuff, so that becomes an action, which is massive, isn't it?
yeah, because I said to Rachel, we don't really talk about finances, and she said, no, we don't. I said, well, we should speak about it, really. And then she said no. And then when I started doing cakes and she made clothes, I was like, oh, Rachel, I made 30, 40 quid today, or like. And then she was like, well, I've just sold this. And then it just became, now every week we kind of like go, oh, have you made any orders? And it is just like part of our normal conversation. It just became the norm.
Ah,
Honestly, like, really.
it's just making it a part of your everyday conversation, because when you talk about something, it becomes a thing, and yours has become a thing, and the smile on your face as you talk about it tells me it feels less like a job and more like a hobby you're getting paid for, like you're enjoying it.
Definitely, yeah.
So it's not like you've had to take an evening job to make ends meet that you're not enjoying, or this is all good.
We assume if someone was to talk about finances, not that it would be negative, but it's more like, oh, I've got a bills to pay, or me, my mortgage is coming up, and I thought, well, we speak about it more of an exciting way now. It's like, oh, I've sold a cake, or I've sold a top, and it's fun. It is just so normal.
And let's talk about self-esteem, because it sounds to me like you found more self-esteem from this. So actually, it's not just about the 40 quid you make on a sale. It's about how the value it brings to you, about how you feel about yourself, how you value yourself.
I do feel like I've been a bit just plodding on, and I've always wanted to do something else, but I've never really known what to do. And I have always baked cakes, always in the back of my mind. I'm always thinking of other ideas of ways that maybe in the future could expand or could make actual money, like a wage off it. I've been thinking, well, there's ways that I could expand that on a high level. So it's ambitious and it's exciting. It's giving me like an exciting feel all the time. So
Oh, so I am so thrilled. And what about in the salon? Has it crept into not just a conversation with clients, because obviously that's a different level of conversation. Do you girls talk about it as colleagues?
yeah, all the time. Like, and we are more. because me and Rach are kind of talking about it all the time. So Kelly is our another stylist in the salon. She's then started to talk about the odd thing, and the juniors. We've got two young juniors, and they are more open about speaking about things, and it is literally like a knock-on effect totally around the salon.
That is amazing. It's really powerful, because if you think, if that's what's happened in your own little ecosystem of friends, your bubble, imagine if one of those friends then goes and passes it on and pays it forward elsewhere, the ripple effect of that. And the cost is nothing. But what you extract by way of value, how would you measure that?
You can't beat words of mouth in the fact of, Tony's a good hairdresser, go to hair. But then by speaking about other things in the salon, because if we're talking about it now, it makes you think, I wonder if they're passing it on to, I wonder who else is talking about financial situations just as part of the normal, a normal day-to-day life, really.
So are you looking at yourself differently now? Are you looking at yourself as a businesswoman, as somebody who has proper value?
Yeah, I'm aiming towards that way. Not at the moment, but I do think that's the not the end game, but that's the way I'm heading towards. Yeah, definitely.
But you already are. You are, though. Look, you've got a job as a hairdresser. You've got a sideline baking. You're doing it. It's two things that you're making money from, and they're both becoming more and more successful.
Yeah. So yeah, I never looked at it like that, but yeah, definitely.
Do you feel more positive about finances, even if you haven't got more money in your pocket? Has this changed your head set on? Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, it has. Yeah, definitely. Because, like I say, it makes you think about things more and wanting more. I feel like I want more now, and because I think, well, if I push this and make it an actual thing, and I think, well, you can do more and achieve more, and it just opens so many more doors, doesn't it? I'm thinking about things that I've never ever thought of before.
How different do you think you would be in terms of your financial self, not just what you've got, but how you think about money, if we'd had conversations like this when you were much younger? If this had been spoken about at home, for example?
If it probably was spoken about younger and more not a taboo, more just openly, I think I probably would have maybe done it sooner, really, because I've only ever worked 3 days, and then when I started baking a couple of cakes, and my boss said, well, would you ever work 4 days? And I was like, well, yeah. And she said, well, you've never said that to me. And I was like, well, you've never. She said, well, but you've never offered it to me. I said to her, and she said, but I didn't know you wanted to make more money. I thought you was quite happy with what you were at. So now every other week, the same as Rachel, probably, I think she's done the same, we're working an extra day. So even that is generating more money. But because I had never voiced it about making more money, but because I have been through cakes, etc., my boss actually said, well, if you want more money, I can happily offer you another day. And I thought, well, I would have had that years ago.
Oh, no. But isn't that amazing? It is. You're right. You've just never been vocal. If we could just talk about it more and talk about it in a positive way. You say you want more for yourself now. There is nothing wrong with that. That's brilliant.
Yeah, but it was just assumed talking about finances would be like a negative, but it's not. Actually, it does a hell of a lot of positive, and people should be, celebrating positive things about finances, really.
Yeah, celebrating the wins, but also sharing the wisdom and the lessons learned and the losses, because there's nothing wrong with that either. There's no shame in not having it, because once you all sit down and talk about it, then you can figure out quick fixes. If you'd have spoken up earlier, you'd have been working extra days, doing more, and having more.
What Linda, our boss, was saying is, well, there's always room for improvement, but no one's ever voiced it before, so I think, and especially Rachel, she's hoping to, our boss is hopefully retiring, so she's taken that step up.
Yeah.
So it's all, honestly, you'd be so surprised how things have actually changed, really.
My mind is blown. So I've spoken to you, Rachel, and then I don't know if you saw in the previous episodes, two girls, friends in Bradford, and everything the four of you are saying is literally mirrored in each of your conversations. And all we've done is have a chat.
That's it. Like you say, costs nothing, does it?
But it's done so much.
Massive.
I think this is tangible change, right? You feel better about yourself, and that is invaluable. I love that.
I've got the buzz, you know, the thrill and the excitement.
Yes.
But until I actually had that conversation, you know, it does make you realise. So it is just encouraging more people to, it's okay. It's all about finances. Like, it is an okay thing.
It really is. Well, just please keep talking, but more importantly, just keep listening to yourself, because you're telling yourself all the things you need to hear, and already you're feeling like a better version of you. You know, this is the stuff that we go in and have therapy about our emotional well-being, right? All we do is we talk and we come up with the solutions ourselves. This is no different. We're just having financial counselling.
That's it. That is it. Exactly it. Really, it's mad to think, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it is. Yeah.
Well, listen, we targeted you girls for a reason, because you have the access to some really interesting ears, and they're captive in your chairs. Please use your position and just keep it going.
Because when you think it, we see so many clients day in, day out, you know, coming into the chair, and they could go and work somewhere and speak. So it is really just like a butterfly effect, totally, isn't it?
I'm chuffed to bits. I really am. And continued success to you, my friend. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Definitely. Thank you. And thank you for really, without that conversation, I probably would have never went down that path.